from Blue Raider Stadium. It's Mid-South Conference football tonight as Lindsey Wilson, the host, ranked 13th, wins over Campbellsville 40-24. Head coach Perry Thomas joins us here on the Keltner Contracting postgame report. And Coach, what a game tonight. Really a slow, sluggish first half, and your team comes out on fire in that third quarter.
Yeah, it was a rough start. I mean, I really felt like if we could have started better offensively, we would have had great chances to win the game because defensively early we played really well. But it was a typical rivalry game. You know, I mean, it was hard hitting. First game, so there was a lot of mistakes on both ends. But I thought both teams came out and played a pretty clean game as far as just getting after it and play physical football.
Now, you started Chris Lubinski as the quarterback in the first half. You changed to Chase Wilson in the second half.
Right.
And quite a contrast there.
Yeah, you know, Chris struggled a little bit early, and that's not all on him. He got those first half jitters with the offensive line and receivers and running backs and everybody else. But, you know, Chase had a chance to study things in the first half and come out the second half, and he really caught fire. And he gave the offense a spark, which is needed, and some confidence in that position. And, of course, the offensive coaches made some adjustments with some blocking and so forth. And offensively, second half, we looked like a totally complete different team.
You did 3 touchdowns in the third quarter alone.
Yeah, we looked like a complete team. And if not for the fumble in the fourth quarter, offensively, you know, that second half was a pretty good half for us. And if we can do that throughout the season, then we'll have a very good football team.
A fair amount of injuries that appeared from our vantage point tonight, and you always are looking for answers, I guess, on your football team in that first game. Many questions answered tonight, despite the injuries, perhaps?
Yeah, I think, you know, we'll have to evaluate the injuries. I'm sure they had quite a few also. It was a physical game, and oftentimes a lot of them is just muscle injuries and so forth, so they could be back. But I think we answered a lot of questions, you know, and we'll have some guys that will eventually get back in the lineup, too, that'll give us a little more quality and a little more depth. But, you know, I think Chase showed that he could come out and get things done. You know, our receivers showed that they could get some things done offensively. You know, our secondary is second to none. I really like our secondary. We have some length back there, and a team like Lindsey's going to try you over the top, and they hit a few, but they also we knocked a few down. And, you know, defensively, I thought we played pretty solid most of the game. Got a little worn down at the end on short fields, but I thought we played pretty good most of the part on defense.
Well, I called this play the play of the game, and the reason I did is because R.J. Williams made the sack on Cameron Dukes, and it looked like it may have been the play of the game, but then it unraveled and wound up being Lindsey Wilson's play of the game, perhaps.
Yeah, I thought that was the play of the game also. I thought at that time we had a great deal going for us, and we had a sideline penalty, and it was 4th and 18. And 4th and 18 with our punt return team on the field is a lot different than 4th and 3 with our defense on the field. And they didn't go for it and didn't get the first down, but they quick hit it like we do oftentimes, and it pinned us back on the 1. So now instead of us getting the ball possibly 25, 35-yard line, we're getting the ball at the 1. Offensively, we just showed tonight that that's not us right now, you know, and that to me was the play of the game also. I thought that penalty stymied us. And, you know, it's part of football. I'll take that penalty. You know, it was a sideline infraction on someone on the sideline, and you know, it's my job to control that. So, you know, we'll fix that.
Well, you were visiting with the officials, pleading your case. We were talking here. It's a rival game, first game of the season, a lot of emotion, and they still stood with the calling.
Yeah, you know, it was just somebody celebrating, and, you know, the official bumped him, and, I mean, it is what it is. So, you know, I can't complain about them. They have to call. The thing I got mad at them about was they're telling me on the field it's 3rd and it's 4th and 18, and I look up and it's 3rd. So I call a timeout because, you know, we're thinking that we're getting ready to put punt return in, and I call a timeout and come find out it's 4th. So I'm like, give me my timeout back. You know, give us our timeout back. But anyway, that's mute, you know. But it was a huge play, and it was actually a big momentum swing. I thought, even though they punted it to us, I still thought it was a big momentum swing. But credit goes to them. You know, they've kind of run the series of late, and, you know, they've done a good job finding a way to get the win.
We've talked about this through much of last season and, of course, here in the preseason about finding points for your team.
Yeah.
You take away that first half, you found some points tonight with Chase Wilson at the helm.
Yeah, I thought second half we was a completely different team offensively. And, you know, we struggled offensively last year. We played really good defense, and we struggled. Tonight I thought we played good defense, but I thought the first half it was horrible offensively. Second half we looked kind of like us in the past, and not necessarily as high scoring, but we could move the football and we were getting first downs, and the defense didn't just stay on the field. Other than the turnover, I thought the second half we played good offense, and we have some things to do in the kicking game. You know, we gave up some big yardage in the kicking game,
Right.
and so you know all that's part of game one. And you know, come out in game one, they had an experienced signal caller back, and they had experienced backs back, and they were just a little bit ahead of us. You know, 16 points isn't a big difference when you look at how this game went. So I feel good about our team. I think we're going to have a great year. The tough part for us and for other teams is we get to come back now against the number one team in the Sun Division. So, and then we get the number one team in the Appalachian. So it's not like we play a typical schedule. We play a really tough early season schedule. You know, we'll be ready for it, though.
Campbellsville falls tonight to Lindsey Wilson on the Blue Raiders' home turf, 40-24, ranked 13th in the country. Coach, you played a very good team, a team with a lot of expectations coming in, and you had some questions obviously coming in with a lot of new faces.
Yeah, I mean, they take nothing away from them. They're a solid football team, and they're very good and deserving of where they're placed. I think we're a very good team. Last year, I didn't think we were. You know, we was just hoping and praying that we could get something going. This year, I think we're a very good football team. And I think that will show as the year goes on. Against a very tough schedule, we will continue to get better and get more bodies in there, and I think we'll have an outstanding year.
Southeastern is your next opponent on Saturday, September the 7th. Right now, with a hurricane bearing down on Florida, that's up in the air. When might a decision be made about whether that game will be played or not?
I mean, we're expecting a decision tomorrow around noon or so. Their ADs will have a call, and you know, we'll figure out what's going on. As of right now, it's a go. But there's a lot of logistics that has to happen with the possibility of the hurricane, which we went through 2-3 years ago.
Yes.
So, you know, the good thing about it, though, is that if the game has to be moved, we both have a open date coming up in September, end of September, that we could possibly move it to. So it's not like the game will have to be missed like it's happened in the past. So right now it's still a go, but we'll see and see what happens tomorrow.
Coach, we'll hope for the best. Thank you for taking
Yes,
time
sir.
for us tonight.
Thank you all.
We'll look forward to whenever the next game may be for
Yes,
Campbellsville.
and you know, we're going to have a great year. We're going to get better. And, you know, I really like our squad. I like their effort tonight, their energy, and we're going to be fine.
Campbellsville falls tonight 40-24 to its arch rival Lindsey Wilson.